This is a question you answered before we even started streaming, and I can't wait for you to answer it again. Jenny asks, can we turn on friendly fire on? Can we turn on friendly fire on is the question.
So what we do is, based on the difficulty you're playing, we're going to have a friendly fire. So if you're playing like the harder difficulties, friendly fire is on. If you're playing the lower ones, it's off. And it's just one of those things where it is quite punishing, and we felt like we'll save that for the harder difficulties. I'll say one thing though is that we don't have friendly fire from melee, and that's because it just didn't feel right. We tried that out, and it was one of those things where, you know, you were just constantly attacking
each other. Okay.
Yeah.
But with the Bright Wizard, I can kill everybody, correct? Especially this bartender.
Kill the bartender.
Die! Oh, what does this mean? I'm flaming. So this looks, the Bright Wizard seems to be a little bit more mechanically complex than the Soldier, which is just the kind of vanilla, I'm going to hit you with the giant hammer, dude. So my screen is glowing. I also have this bar on the bottom, which appears to be charging up.
Yes. So I'll actually show you one of the cool features as well is if you hold down the X key, you can kind of check out yourself in third person.
Oh, that's
sweet. You right now. And this is my favorite hero in the game. Like, the Bright Wizard is super fun because she's this old lady, complete pyromaniac. And how did, like, we translated that into gameplay by having this overcharge mechanic. So that's what you're seeing around your entire screen right now.
Oh, did I do too much there?
You did.
Oh, no. I should have hit R when I had the chance.
Yeah, if that would have been in a level, you would have exploded and died.
Okay.
You would have taken down enemies with you.
So cool.
So it's like a suicide mechanic.
So cool.
But what you can do is, you can hold down R, and that's going to sacrifice health to kind of discharge your heat. And the way the overcharge works is you see those two notches near the middle of the screen?
Yes.
Once you're under that, you're going to be cooling down quicker. As soon as you go over that, it's going to be slower.
Okay.
So ideally, you want to try to keep your charge between those two notches.
So when it is hitting the fan, notice I left the S and the H off that word.
Yes.
I can go crazy in terms of like how much heat I'm accumulating, but for the most part, I want to kind of stay within a reasonable area of this little center area.
Exactly.
That's very cool.
The ideal situation.
So I'm not just spamming.
Yeah.
All right. You were playing the Witch Hunter,
which is one of the coolest also.
You only have one eye.
Yeah, the Skaven actually took one of my eyes.
Ah, jerk.
So,
there seems to be an outpouring of people who are able to shoot guns with only one eye recently. Not going to say the name of the game, but we all know what I'm talking about. All right, let's get right back in there.
Cool.
I really am a big fan of the tavern, I have to say, because I love the idea of like a social area where me and my friends can chill while one of us is like doing a bio break or getting a drink or something.
Exactly. We also have a forge in the inn that hopefully we'll unlock by the end of this level, and we'll be able to check that out.
Very cool.
Because we want there to be something for you to do between rounds that isn't just like staring at a menu.
We have a question here from Jake Flores, who asks, how influential was Left 4 Dead in the making of Vermintide? They seem similar in the best ways.
Yeah, I would say Left 4 Dead was very influential. I think Left 4 Dead set the bar in terms of what a good co-op game should be in a lot of ways, and they really nailed the formula of having that, like, the director-driven AI, the special types of enemies that'll deal with specific player behavior. You know, that formula is something that's definitely inspired this game. For us, you know, we've tried to take it in some own unique directions, and obviously focusing a lot more on melee combat, having very diverse heroes and making them different, not just like a mirrored hero. And we have a race that isn't zombies. You know, that's not to say that Left 4 Dead didn't have cool specials and everything, but like, the race is very different from the Infected. But yeah, Left 4 Dead was a huge influence, for sure.
Excellent. One more question before we get started from Coffee McCollin, who asks, any bugs? Please answer. No, they've, in a historical first, they've created a game completely free of bugs.
You know, most game developers, for some reason, enjoy bugs, and we just completely removed all bugs. We just, one line of code,
you can just leave it at that. You don't even need to. All right, here we go. I'm very excited to kind of be in the back and let.
Sure. Who
do we have on our team here? Are there any tanky? It looks like we have a soldier.
We do have the soldier.
So do these characters have different base health values?
They actually don't. No.
Okay.
So no. No is the answer.
Is that kind of so? If I wanted to be kind of a tanky soldier dude, would that just be based on loot, and I would get like gear with endurance on it, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's all going to be down to the weapons and the trinkets. So trinkets are not unique for each hero. You can actually use the same trinkets on any hero. And like an example of a trinket would be one where, like, if you were using a med kit, sometimes you wouldn't consume that kit. For example, one might be like you heal your allies around you when you heal yourself. You got stuff like that, which like that would let you tailor to more like a support role, and you can find traits that give you more stamina, more health, more stuff like that that'll help you be more tanky. You can also find stuff that gives you more damage. So, or in the case of the Bright Wizard, there are traits that will like reduce the amount of charge that your spells do. So you can actually kind of use more magic before you blow up.
So let me ask you then, if they don't have different health values, how do you, I guess, balance, like the soldier and the dwarf are ones that have to be right up in the brunt of things, taking damage.
I mean, that's one way to play them, and that's kind of the fun of it. Is like if you wanted to play more of a strictly ranged dwarf, you can do that. So that's kind of the way that we do it. Is we balance everything around the weapons, making sure that like no one weapon can do everything, kind of thing. But all the heroes are supposed to be able to do anything, and be tailored in whichever direction you want. So that's kind of our take on it. And obviously, because it's strictly co-op, the kind of, I'm not going to say the balance between the heroes isn't important, but it's not as crucial.
Right. Ooh. I thought in the back I would be completely undisturbed and able to just spam fireballs, but it looks like we're getting flanked.
Never, man.
I mean, these are Skaven, so they can climb up all kinds of different areas that would be inaccessible to people.
Exactly. I mean, nowhere is supposed to be safe. That's really been the take on it. I've actually gone ahead and I jumped down, so I can't actually get back to you at this point, so I kind of screwed up.
It's okay. We'll come to you.
Cool.
So am I able to go somewhere and see like how much damage this sword would do as compared to the soldier's Warhammer? Or
yeah, you will be able to. So I think let's win this level this time.
Okay.
And we'll look at that
all
stuff.
All right.
Because
I got my game face on. Here we go.
Because that kind of ties into to getting new loot as well and comparing. Go ahead and kill the pig as well, just for good measure.
Oh no, I love pigs.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There are more of them.
There are more. Uh-oh.
There's a funny thing where, like, the first time we started demoing this for press, like, ages ago, or I guess, yeah, back at GDC, pretty much everybody tried to kill the pigs.
Really?
So it was like the first thing we added after GDC was, like, pig killing.
And now the irony is somebody who's not going to.
Yeah, nobody wants to kill them anymore. So now I'm doing it just because we have the feature. Actually got some bombs over here for you. Gonna head and okay, you run ahead. I'll catch up with you.
Oh yeah, I see that. So is that blue icon?
Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and tag it again. So if you hit T, you can actually tag like certain objects or special enemies.
Cool.
So it's just one of those ways to communicate easily.
I am fully loaded.
We also have like voice chatting game as well, so you can communicate that way.
Very cool.
But I mean, it's one of those games where okay, so I'm hearing a Storm Vermin patrol.
Yeah, I just shot them.
Okay.
I'm power tripping. I'm Bright Wizard. Yeah.
Sure, let's go for it.
No problem. Oh, okay, wait. They're still alive. I got a bomb too.
Yeah, these guys are deadly, but not deadly enough for 2 bombs.
Get wrecked.
If we were playing on a harder difficulty, they would have more health, they'd have more damage, all that kind of stuff, so they'd be trickier. Actually, on our hardest difficulty right now, the Storm Vermin have a sweeping attack that's going to insta-kill you. It'll take you from 100 to 0 HP in 1 strike.
Wow. So you really want to avoid them in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can dodge away from it, you can block it, all that kind of stuff, but it's still tricky.
Yeah, there are a few mechanics to keep in mind for sure. I mean, obviously with Bright Wizard, I think there's more so than like other characters. But I have forgotten to dodge, as well as you can do this block bash and just block. Oh, this guy.
Oh, man.
Oh, thankfully he's stabbing you.
Yeah.
That's good news.
I'm taking it. So he's actually put down a smoke bomb, which means he's not completely dead yet. So he might be lurking around.
Oh, I'll be ready.
You might have noticed, like last game we played and we ran into a Rats Ogre right about there. This time we didn't. Instead, we actually ran into Stormworm Patrol. So that's, again, you know, tying into what I was saying at the start, is we never know what's going to happen in the levels.
Right. And that adds to replayability?
Sure. I mean, it definitely does. Like, I'd say, to a certain degree, just having, like, random elements is always going to be good to, like, keep you questioning it. But it's also a case of it adds the team play value, I'd say, as well. More so than just, like, replayability. It adds to the kind of you have to work together to survive feeling.
For some reason, I'm really into just nuking one dude with that giant bomb. That's incredibly satisfying to me.
You've got a bunch of enemies behind you that you're very welcome to nuke. Oh, you've actually got some behind you as well. So I'm going to head in behind you, see if I can tank for you.
It does seem, I mean, in the end, it was very easy for me to spam fireballs and kind of get this heat thing over. Okay, so I can switch away from that. Will that cool down if I switch away?
It will, yeah.
Okay.
But again, it's once you get over those notches, it's going to be fairly slow. So like ideally what you could do is like shoot a couple of shots, swap to your melee weapon, shoot a couple of shots.
Right.
It kind of depends on how you want to play. Like if you just want to only use your staff and then use the discharge, like sacrifice health to discharge your weapon, you can do that as well.
I mean, it looks like my default left click is extremely powerful in the sense that I don't need to be charging that up
Sure.
every time. That's kind of just more of an AoE deal.
And wait until you find the beam staff. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh,
so,
exciting. Where did you guys go?
I'm actually behind you.
Oh, okay,
there are some places we can explore if you like. So you can just kind of head into the alleyways and see if you find anything cool. It's up to you. I'm just going to follow you.
All right, sounds good. This looks familiar.
It's got a chest over here. I'm going to let you open that.
And there's going to be nothing in it if I open it. Oh, yes! The mother load.
Exactly. And that was not a scripted thing. Like that was a random thing. Just going to point that out.
So picking up that loot, picking up the loot dice does what in terms of the loot that we get at the end?
So that's going to add us one better die.
Okay.
Basically. So we always get 7, but that's going to be like an improved one, which gives us a higher chance to like a good roll.
But there's no kind of like, oh, you stole that die. How dare you?
Definitely not.
Vote kick.
Every design decision that's gone into the game, including things like price point, DLC, everything has been always like, is this going to be fun for playing with your friends?
Right.
And that's one of those cases. Like, if we did that where one player just rushed to the die and got better loot, it wouldn't be fun. Oh, I've actually set this barrel on fire by mistake.
Oh, no.
So that poison gas is from a Globadier.
Everywhere I go, there's death and destruction. Just want to go chill with the pigs.
They seem to be having it really good. I'm surprised that they're not dead yet, actually. Gonna have to ask our writer what that's all about.
One thing that I love about first-person games that have kind of RPG elements to them is when you pick up a weapon, you get to see it in completely great detail.
Yeah.
And a lot of these weapons are very ornate.
You know, if you press the Z key on the keyboard as soon as you're done killing those guys, you got a little feature for you to inspect your weapon.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
You might recognize that from a different game, but it's a cool feature.
I am drawing a blank. I feel like I've definitely seen it before. You obviously made it, and completely original there. Yeah. All right, we have an outpouring of questions on Twitter, so I'll go ahead and start reading a few. Do you ever get to play as a Skaven character? They look awesome. I want to play as a crazy rat dude. I'm going to go ahead and answer that one for you. Probably not DLC, though. Maybe.
That's a good answer.
That's my answer. I don't know if it's the official dev answer, but that's what I'm going to say.
I mean, like, we focused on making a great co-op game. That's where we've set our sights. And where we end up bringing the game post-launch, who knows? If everybody wants to play as a Skaven and keep bombing our forums with that, then we'd be stupid not to look into it, right? But it's nothing we're planning right now.
Well, you're here to hear first. Bomb their forums, ladies and gentlemen. We want Skaven. Hashtag.
Yeah. Hashtag Skaven. Or what was that? We want Skaven?
Hashtag we want Skaven.
Skaven 2015. Make it Skaven 2016 and we'll look into it. I'm just grabbing this barrel.
Cool. So in terms of the random elements in a level, we talked about where enemies are coming from and the different types of enemies. Those are the things that are making the experience different when you play through a level, even though stuff like this kind of scripted barrel event is going to be similar.
Exactly, yeah. Okay. And the loot that you get is also going to have that little random element to it. So there is a fair bit of randomness to it. But as far as, like, you can definitely learn how to play the level.
I almost just killed myself.
Oh, shit. Sure. Again,
you're really good at that, man.
I'm the worst. I'm sorry.
It's okay as long as I don't say it.
Okay. So we got a lot of medical supplies over here.
Okay. Medical supplies, meow.
You're making fun of the witch hunter. he's
I love the witch hunter, actually.
He's a trip. He's good fun.
Healing drought.
Yeah, so you've picked one up already, and what you're doing right now is like you have one slot for that.
Right. So I'm choosing between a slow, large heal and then a kind of quick healing potion.
I'm going to go ahead and heal up the Empire Soldier because he doesn't seem to want to heal himself.
If you guys have any questions about the game, make sure you tweet at IGN with the hashtag IGNPlaysLive, and I will ask Liam for you. We're going to take a question here from Janny again. How was it working with legendary composer Jesper Kidd?
Ooh, a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I'm getting wrecked.
Let me tell you about that because I totally geeked out when when we started talking composers and his name came up. I actually went to our sound design department and just said, guys, you know, this is the guy. This is who we should work with. And you know, thankfully he came through. He was super excited about it. What was fun about working with him as well was we actually sat down and played the game with him like in a really early state, and what really made me happy was that it was obvious that he's a gamer. Like, the first thing that he was doing when we started playing was, like, he was leading the party. He wasn't standing back and, like, you know, asking for us to explain everything. He was just, like, rushing through the level, having a good time, just killing Skaven. So it's been great. And, you
That's
know,
awesome.
We approached him with just, like, the idea of not having kind of a generic fantasy soundtrack. We wanted something very kind of out there and very like Skaven influenced, and I mean he's over delivered. He's an absolute genius when it comes to music. So if you pick up the collector's edition, we've actually got the soundtrack included, and the soundtrack is so cool.